Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Reacts, Underdog Reacts, and I watched the movie Matrix with the tagline, "Believe the unbelievable." Ooh. Yes, I've got myself some nice Matrix glasses. You know, that was something that I forget that I also now have, you know. I have now a Pulp Fiction wallet, I have some Matrix glasses, I have a face hugger Lego. It's nice. It's very nice. Oh, and obviously I have a Wayne's World cap that I usually wear for movie reviews, but you know it's a bit old, so I definitely have to buy a new one. But I have the nice glasses. You know, the one from Morpheus. Obviously, you know because you've seen the movie. And if you haven't seen the movie, go watch the movie. Come on. It's not the first time I watched for this movie. I've seen it multiple times. My father also has the movie set. But that's what I can remember. He had the movie set, and he had a little Neo. You know, there was kind of a torso of Neo, but then slimmed down. You know, we had without the arms. You know, so slimmed down, and then with obviously with the head. You know, so and it was on a little stick. You know, in a platform. You know, and with kind of a plastic glass box over it. I want to have that thing. I really want to have that thing. You know, it would fit perfectly with my movie memorabilia. You know, yeah. Oh, I also be but gonna do from next month on, because you know this is the first movie of the new year. From next month on, we're gonna do James Bond on Wednesdays. Only the first James Bond will be on a Tuesday because we're gonna watch Maze Runner on Thursday, Friday. So I thought, you know what, let's watch Maze Runner 1 then on the Wednesday instead of on the Tuesday. You know, without that we can watch it back to back. We don't have to have a movie in between. So yeah, you can get James Bond from uh, from next month on the Wednesdays, and you're gonna get also DC movies in the weekends. I don't know from which month we're gonna start. Maybe this month, maybe next month, maybe March. I can't remember, but we're definitely gonna watch the DC movies uh, in the weekends. I've seen the Matrix franchise, except for the newest one, which is part 4. I haven't seen that one yet, so I'm very curious how that one will play out. You know, will I like it? Won't I like it? Is it as good as the first 3 movies? Who knows? We'll only know by watching, you know, the 4th one. So I've seen the trilogy, only I haven't seen the 4th one. This also might be the first. Well, I think this is the first Lawrence Fishburne movie that I've ever watched, and it might also be the first. What's his name? Keanu Reeves. Jesus, I forgot his name. The first Keanu Reeves movie that I've ever seen is a possibility. Um, yeah, back in the day. So, and also the score is, well, I gave the score that I will give is the score that I probably would give it when I gave it the first time watch. Um, or maybe a bit slimmed down version of that, because you know the score obviously would be higher when would have seen this movie for the very first time, because you know then my mind would have, yeah, would have been blown for, oh my god, this is so cool and that's so cool, and yeah. But I have a bit less of that because you know I've seen it multiple times and I know what's basically the premise and all of the movie. So yeah, that said, let's just start with the movie. Um, By the way, the unboxing for my wallet will come later at 1 o'clock. So that's in 2 hours. Well, when I'm filming this, it's now 11 o'clock, so it will be uploaded in 2 hours, maybe 3 hours at 2, or maybe at 3 o'clock, something like that. But the time, like that's here in the Netherlands, not in America, not in Russia, just the time that's here in the Netherlands. So I don't know what the time difference is, maybe it's maybe 12 o'clock, if you watch this in the UK, or it's 2 o'clock. I don't know how it works. Let's just start with the movie. So we see a computer. Well, we don't see the computer itself, but we see the screen of the computer. Well, not really that, but very zoomed in, like without the screen between it. You know what I mean? And kind of program playing, and then we hear a phone ring, but nobody's picking up yet. Then finally somebody picks up, and we hear a bit of conversation between the two on both lines. We then have a very up close shot of a flashlight, just pure light. The camera goes to the left, and we see finally up close shot of the face of the person who is holding the flashlight. We can also then see that he's holding a gun, and he looks back, he nods, and somebody, we see two flashlights, and one of the two, comes closer. He walks by, and then they're going closer towards room 303. They're standing around the door, and another one gives a nod to somebody else, and that one kicks in the door. They go inside, and inside they see something that you have to watch yourself, because I'm not gonna say. Watch the movie yourself if you want those happenings, because I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, I definitely can't do scaffolds, or whatever you call those things. Those things that workers use to maybe do something on the building high up, or window cleaners that they use all the way high up. Those things, I can't use those. I absolutely can't. When Neo had to go on the ridge, and go from the outside, outside of the building towards that. No, mm-mm. No, I can't. I absolutely can't. No, I'd shit my pants, because I don't have really a fear of heights. I live on the fourth floor, or if you Dutch, on the third floor. Then, but I basically live on the fourth floor. So I don't really have a fear of heights. Otherwise, I could live here. But I have more of a fear of falling from heights. So I can't do shit that's high up. Yes, it's a kind of a fear of heights, but it's not really the same in my opinion. Because I can't stand on a ladder. If it's steady enough, I can stand on a ladder. No problem. But I can't stand at the ridge, and then let's stand there. No, I absolutely can't. If there's a fence, it has to be maybe chest up. Not that I can't. With my belly over the over the line. No. No. So, but that shit up there, no, I can't do that. I can't. No. I really like the shot of when Morpheus had his glasses on. We had a shot when he when we saw both pills in the reflection of his glasses, and we saw Neo take one of them, which that shot's very nicely made, very nice, really like it. The mirror scene, also very cool effect. How he touched the mirror, and it, like a gelatin, it was a bit like a bit wobbly, and then it coated his arm and then the rest of his body. That was also a very very nicely made scene. I also found finally the answer why CGI looks so shit in current days, but not back in the day. I finally found an answer. I've asked that for multiple times in multiple movie reviews. For how can this look like shit? Well, early movies look good. Like think about Who Framed Roger Rabbit, 1988. Amazing looking movie. Looks amazing. The blend between animated and live action, perfect. It's perfect. The interaction is perfect. The way it looks is perfect. It blends in good. It's 1988, and then we have shit from 2010. It looks like utter fucking shit, And I finally found the answer on Facebook. I follow some people, and one person that I follow, explained some movie things here and there. And one of the things that he explained was why CGI looks so shit, and that's because I don't know the exact same reason anymore, but it was something with it costs too much to do. Because we got used to CGI. We expected more and more and more and better things of CGI. So that's where we go in the wrong. Because now everything has to be done with CGI. Look at James Cameron's Avatar. It looks amazing. Even though it's a bit older, it looks amazing. But that's because he spends a lot of money. He put a lot of money into the CGI. That's why. And nowadays, we go with the cheaper, hasty companies. That's what he said. That's what he said. We go with the hasty companies. That's a bit more cheaper, and that's why it looks like shit. But if you put a lot of money in there, it's all money. Money. And to make the CGI look better, we have to use less CGI. So that's basically the lesson that he said at the end. To make it look better, we have to use less. And I totally agree with that. I'm a person that loves practical effects. I absolutely love it. I haven't seen the remake of Planet of the Apes. I've seen the original, not on the channel, but before the channel. I've seen the original, the whole franchise, and I absolutely love the costumes and whatever. I just like how they did it in the Star Wars Christmas special, the Star Wars holiday special that we watched this last month. They just used costumes and practical effects, and I just fucking love it. Or I don't like the movie 2001: Space Odyssey. I've seen it before on the channel, but we're gonna watch it also again on the channel. I don't really like the movie itself. It's very confusing to me, but knowing that it's practical effects, that made me love the effects. I don't like the movie, but the effects are amazing. Stanley Kubrick, amazing effects that he made, because he doesn't use CGI. It's all practical. Every scene that you see, it's with practical effects. It's, as far as I know, it's no CGI. I fucking love it. It looks out of this world amazing, and so I say use more practical effects. Fuck CGI. Use it when it's absolutely necessary, and otherwise just use practical effects. Go back to costumes and all. Yes, it takes maybe a bit more time, but the craft work is just it looks amazing. So just that. And that's maybe also why Tom and Jerry from 2021 that we watch also I think last month, that one blended in that well with each other because it doesn't have a lot of CGI. It's mostly practical, probably. The only CGI that we know that we've seen is Tom and Jerry themselves, and also Tootsie and what was the dog's name? Uh, Whatever the dog's name is, those four were definitely, and maybe some other, but it was mostly real humans, so it's less CGI, so that's why it probably looked better. Um, yeah, back to this movie, The Matrix. Um, like I said, they had some cool effects for 1999. Cool effects, love it. Um, the sets that they made also very cool. The action, I think that Keanu Reeves trained for the fighting scenes, for the karate scenes that he fought with Morpheus. Morpheus, I think Keanu Reeves trained for that. Um, which if he did, big ass shout out to him. Just like he did with the John Wick franchise, he trained to use guns. So, he's a method actor. He tried to use. No, maybe that's not the right word, but he's an incredible actor. That he does the stunts. Tries to do the stunts himself. With training for it and all. But try to look out. That you don't ruin your own body. Doing all the effects. Um, the bank scene, with shooting the guns, sideways, very cool. The whole shooting, the action scene there was very cool. Really like it. Evading bullets, the very famous scene. Oh, very cool, very cool. A bit early in the movie, at the beginning, the bug in the belly, but also very cool seeing how it crawled in and how they got it out. And Neo jumping into Agent Smith, just very cool fact. Now I'm gonna show you guys something that I grew up with. This is something Dutch, so you probably, for you English speakers, you probably can't understand it. But this is a voiceover from The Matrix, from the channel Master Movies. And this is just very, very, very funny. I like I said, I grew up watching this when I was in maybe middle school, elementary, something like that, high school. I don't know. Um, yeah, it's just a collective memory for a lot of people from my age, probably. Um, this is The Matrix.
Je handen op je rug. En nou heb je je handen weer op je buik. En nou heb je je handen weer op je rug. Nou heb je je handen weer op je buik. Volgens mij ben jij hetzelfde.
Ja, in World of Warcraft. Ik heb hier een pakketje voor een neonazi. Ja, dat ben ik.
It's been a while since I've watched this one, but it just branded into minds.
Hallo?
Hallo?
Je mag 3 keer raden wie ik ben.
Repelsteeltje.
Repelsteeltje. Ah, kut! What the fuck? Waarom weet iedereen altijd mijn naam? Het is altijd hetzelfde liedje. Waarom moet het altijd bij mij gebeuren? Ja, maar volg dat witte konijn ook even. Hebben we dat ook weer gehad? En dan vind je mij. En dan zijn we daar ook weer gehad. Zo. Oh. Ja, wel goed is op. Spreek je later, hè.
fuck?
Lekker in verrotte bananen knijpen. Goed. En weet je wat bananen eigenlijk betekenen, joh? Ja,
Bavianen.
bavianen.
Oh, sorry guys.
Voer. Jij bent bavianenvoer. Lijk
Dat
ik
was
op een banaan?
Rolf
Ja, ben
soda.
ik dacht het van niet, meneer. Dus, Repelstiltje
Is echt
zit achter deze deur.
banaan.
Banaan. Zoals je misschien hebt geraden,
Ik ben
ik ben Kaal. Ik ben Neo. Neonazi. Lekkere warme hand. Neo. Hey! Neo, jongen! Ik wou wat vertellen, maar ik weet niet meer wat. Oh ja, weet jij hoe kinderen gemaakt worden?
Ja.
Ja. Oké, dat is
Oké.
mooi. Ik hou van gezelschapsspelletjes. Oh, pokeren. Ja, man, is goed. Moet je alleen niet gezeiken als je verliest. Ik own je tik. Ik ben de beste van de wereld. Ik own met Scrabble, pinballpad en zelfs met dwergwerpen. Met World of Warcraft heb ik een personage van level 40. Hoe hoog is die van jou?
60.
60. Huh?
Huh?
Ik ga. Hallo.
Hallo.
Verkeerd verbonden. What the fuck?
That was the Master Movies Matrix voiceover. And they have lots of more. Oh fuck it, I might bring it to this channel. We're gonna maybe do part 1, part 2, watch a couple of those. Maybe I'm probably also bring it to the third channel. Because Underdog Reacts. But this is kind of movie related, so I'm watching it here, but it's also reaction related, so we're doing it also there. So oh, maybe I can try it out with the collab, the collabing, and bring to both channels like that. Who knows? Yeah, it was just, we grew up with that and it was so much fun. They also, Master Movies are making their own movie. I think it's already out, and we're definitely gonna watch that on the channel. So it's probably a Dutch movie, so because they're Dutch. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. So if you want to see that one, subscribe to the channel, leave likes, recommend a good Lawrence Fishburne movie or a good Keanu Reeves movie down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, or just something related with the Matrix and machines and shit like that. Subscribe to the channel, or related to AI, also a possibility. Subscribe to the channel, check out my second channel on the Key to Food Challenge every week from time to time. Also, go on my third channel, Underdog Reacts, where I do primarily music, link down below in the description, and see you guys next time. Bye.